This is a channel about a little baby mouse deer living in a forest. He's always playing with his friends from the forest, the little chipmunks, squirrels, rabbits, birds, and sometimes he plays with insects like beetles or butterflies. It's been raining for 3 days straight, so today the sun finally came out and Mouse Deer couldn't be happier. He woke up early in the morning when the first rays of sunlight hit his face. Stretching lazily, he yawned and jumped out of bed. Today was going to be a beautiful day. He went to the window and looked outside. The sky was a beautiful blue, dotted with a few fluffy white clouds. A light breeze rustled the leaves of the trees, making them dance in the wind. It was just too perfect a day to stay inside. So without wasting any more time, Mouse Deer got dressed, grabbed his backpack, and headed out into the forest. As he walked along the path, he couldn't help but smile. The trees seemed to be smiling at him, and the flowers nodded their heads in greeting. It felt like the whole forest was happy, just like him, and who could blame them? It was a glorious day. After walking for a bit, he came across a clearing, and there they were, his best friends, Chip and Dale, the chipmunks, waving at him from a tree stump.
"Good morning," they called out. "What are you doing here?"
"I was just on my way to see you guys," Mouse Deer replied, returning their greeting. "I couldn't wait any longer. As soon as the sun came out, I knew I had to come over and tell you that today is going to be an awesome day." The chipmunks nodded in agreement. They had felt it too. The excitement, the joy, the happiness that filled the air. It was just too good to stay in their burrow. "So what do you want to do first?" asked Chip. "How about we go to the river and have a swim?" suggested Dale. "It'll be fun. We can splash each other and collect some shiny pebbles." "That sounds great," said Mouse Deer. "Let's go." And with that, the three friends set off towards the river. The journey to the river was a pleasant one. The sun warmed their fur as they walked, and the sound of birds chirping filled their ears. Soon enough, they reached the river, and the sight that greeted them made their eyes sparkle. The river sparkled in the sunlight, inviting them for a swim. The water was clear and shallow, perfect for playing around. Without wasting any time, the friends took off their shoes and socks, rolled up their pants, and jumped into the water. They splashed and played until their sides hurt. They raced each other to the other side of the river and back again. And they even tried to catch some fish, although that didn't turn out very well. But it wasn't about catching fish or swimming to the other side. It was about spending time together, enjoying the beauty of the river, and feeling the pure joy that only comes from a day well spent. When they finally climbed out of the river, their fur was wet and muddy, but their hearts were light and their spirits were high. As they walked back, their steps were lighter and their laughter echoed through the trees. They were tired, but not from the walk. They were tired from all the fun they had at the river. Back home, Mouse Deer quickly changed into dry clothes and left his wet ones to dry by the window. He couldn't wait to tell his mother all about his day. She would be so happy to hear about how much fun he had. As he skipped towards the door, he heard a familiar voice calling out to him. "Mouse Deer, where have you been? I've been looking everywhere for you." It was his mother. She had a worried look on her face, but it quickly turned into a relieved smile when she saw him.
"Oh, thank goodness. You're all right."
"I was so worried." "I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to worry you. I just went to the river with Chip and Dale. We had so much fun," he said, his voice bubbling with excitement. He couldn't wait to tell her all about it, but she stopped him with a gentle touch on his shoulder. "That's enough, son. You've had a wonderful day, and now it's time for dinner. I've made your favorite acorn soup," she said, her voice filled with love.
"Really? Oh boy, I can't wait," he said, his stomach growling in anticipation.
He loved his mother's acorn soup. It was the perfect comfort food after a long day of playing. They sat down at the table, and his mother served him a steaming bowl of soup. The aroma filled his nostrils, and he couldn't wait to dig in. It smelled so delicious. He took a big spoonful of soup and savored the flavor. It was just what he needed. After dinner, Mouse Deer helped his mother clean up, and then he went back to his room to get ready for bed. He was tired from his day of playing, but he couldn't sleep. His mind was still racing with all the fun he had at the river. He thought about how lucky he was to have such wonderful friends and a loving mother who made him delicious meals. He thought about how beautiful the day was and how perfect it had been. He couldn't remember the last time he had felt this happy. As he lay in his bed, he made a silent promise to himself. He promised to cherish these moments, to hold them close, and to never forget the feeling of a day well spent. He closed his eyes, a smile on his face, and drifted off to sleep. The next morning, when he woke up, he felt refreshed and ready for a new day. The events of the previous day were still fresh in his mind, and he couldn't wait to create more memories. He knew that every day wouldn't be as perfect as the last, but he was ready to embrace whatever came his way. He got out of bed and went to the window. The sky was overcast, and there was a hint of rain in the air. But he didn't mind. He knew that even if it rained, he would find a way to make it fun. He had learned that the true secret to happiness wasn't in the weather or the sunshine, but in his own attitude and his ability to find joy in everything. As he got dressed for the day, he hummed a cheerful tune. He was excited to see what adventures awaited him, and what new memories he would make. He knew that no matter what happened, he would face it with a smile because he knew that tomorrow would be another chance to have a happy day.